Well, Halloween is less than 48 hours away, today being October 29th. Delighted to welcome back Dr. Leigh Richardson, a PhD licensed professional counselor, founder of the Brain Performance Center. How do haunted houses and scary movies impact our mental health? I'm assuming the answer is not great. I could be wrong, Dr. Richardson. How are you tonight?
I'm great, and happy Halloween. You know,
Yeah,
Halloween is a
not my favorite
ritual.
holiday, but not my favorite holiday. But that's okay. Happy Halloween to you. So, so tell us about it. Haunted houses and scary movies. I'm not
Well,
an aficionado of either, to be honest with you.
personally, I don't enjoy either, but there are some people that really enjoy. You know, they're thrill seekers. They want to see how much fear they can tolerate, and they'll sit there. And I can remember growing up with kids. You know, they'd sit there and they'd watch these horrible, scary movies, and at the end of it, they were so proud of themselves because they made it all the way through. And I'm looking at them going, I'm good. I am
Yeah.
good. So, I mean, it affects us all differently. Is what are we looking for? I mean, so many people, I can remember as a little kid, we need candy. That's part of Halloween. And now, as an adult, I think, well, you know, an ounce of dark chocolate every day can reduce your cardiovascular disease and blah, blah, blah. So we all rationalize the holiday.
Oh, I'm definitely into dark chocolate. Trust me. If you're giving out dark chocolate at your house, I'm coming by. Trust me on that. But yeah, I just think of some of the really good, scary movies that were well done. But I think of some of the cheap knockoffs where it's violence for the sake of violence. And I don't know if what are the scary movies that you would suggest people might want to watch Halloween, that isn't just gory for the sake of gore. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, some of the horror on Elm Street type movies. I'm interested. Like Hannibal Lecter, I liked that movie. With
You liked
Jodie
that
Fisher.
movie?
Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a pleasant movie, but there was actually a plot to it. I mean, okay. I love the final scene where he's taking the guy to dinner. You're going to have him for dinner. Okay. I thought that was a little more highbrow than some of the, Murder on Elm Street type movies. maybe.
Okay,
Maybe I don't know.
so I'm going to go. I'm going to go so old school on you because as a kid, those scary movies, they scared me to death. But I
Okay.
can remember a book that was in our house growing up, The Positive Power of Negative Thinking. And I'll never forget, my mom shared with me that there was one study that found that walking through a graveyard made people 40% more likely to help a stranger than walking down the street. And another study found that visualizing death could lead us to become more grateful for the things that we have in life. So that was the Halloween message in my house. It
That was a
wasn't
great
scary
Halloween
movie.
message. Your mom was a wise woman there. I mean, it tells you to appreciate things. Yeah, I mean, um, I, I guess the distinction I was trying to draw was the movies like, again, the Hannibal Lecter movie, which obviously was scary, but it was well done. I'm not a movie aficionado, as opposed to some of the stuff. What's it? Freddy on Elm Street. I don't even watch that. What I consider to be really garbage. I mean that the stuff that is just gore and all of that. Haunted houses strike me interestingly. I was with a friend of mine a couple of weekends ago, who's a big tough guy, and he was a college basketball player, about 6'7". So you don't mess with my friend. And he was telling me that the house that he grew up in Connecticut, he was convinced it was haunted, and he told me the story of he walked down the back stairs one day, and he was convinced he saw a shadowy figure that when he really focused, it disappeared. So I don't know if you got to believe in haunted houses or don't believe in but I think that there are presence that exist within houses. Now I don't know if you as a professional, psychologist can professional counselor can buy into that idea, or do you think that's just old school thinking that is now long out of date?
Well, what I do buy into is that fear is an emotion, and it's what you feel, and it's either what you perceive to be a threat or danger. If you're walking down the back of that house and you perceive a threat or a danger, that evokes that behavioral response. That's what throws you into the fight, flight, or freeze mode. So perception is reality.
Yeah, in that situation, it is reality. Because in talking to my friend, he was explaining it to me, and he said, Dan, there have been rumors about people. You have houses. We're going to talk later this week, I think, with a realtor who's going to talk about how do you sell a house in which tragically some horrible event had occurred. And there are laws in states which require real estate agents to disclose to people, buyers, before they even look at the house, that a murder might have occurred there or something like that. And so there's a lot of that stuff that, around Halloween that we start to think about. And I think there's more to it than meets the eye. I don't know if you're a literalist or if you would agree with me that there's probably a lot of stuff out there that we don't even understand what it is.
Well, I do agree with you, but I also think about our brain. And our brain, their job is to take good care of us. And they sense what's going on around us. And there's a difference between a safe fright. When I'm sitting on my sofa with my puppies, watching, something that alarms me, that's very safe. When I come out of a restaurant at 11 o'clock at night by myself, after having dinner with a girlfriend, and I sense somebody's behind me, that's a real fright. And our brain gives us the ability to quickly evaluate the situation and tell us, "Ooh, you're in danger, Will Smith," or "It's safe." So I think that plays into what we perceive, but there are a lot of us that we're thrill seekers. We're looking for that controlled fear and suspense. And there's some of us that just want to see how much fear we can tolerate.
Yeah. I remember being in Disney World down in Florida a few years ago, and there was this house that they brought you up in an elevator, and they opened the door and they showed you the distance, and you felt like you were at the top of the Empire State Building. Then they closed the elevator and they dropped. I forget, someone out there will know what it was, like, the House of Doom or something. And it scared the hell out of me. And I knew the Tower of Terror. Dan, the producer, tells it was it. We put it the Boston accent on us. We call it the Tower of Terror, but it's pronounced properly, the Tower of Terror. And I'm telling you, I did it once, and that was enough for me. I'm done. My kids wanted to go back, and they were really young. Dr. Richardson, as always, I so enjoy our conversation. For some reason, I feel I have to tell you stuff that that clears me out of my head. I haven't told that Tower of Terror story in decades. Have you ever been on the Tower of Terror, Dr. Richardson, at Disney World?
No, I haven't, but there's something at the State Fair of Texas that you go round and round and the bottom falls out. Oh, and it affected me. When you were telling me that story, my heart started going boom, 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 boom. I felt that floor fall below me.
Oh, that's great. If folks want to get in touch with you, what's the easiest way for them to get in touch with you, Dr. Leigh Richardson?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, or you can find the good old-fashioned website, thebrainperformancecenter.com.
Perfect. Thebrainperformancecenter.com. Dr. Leigh Richardson, as always, enjoy you very much as a guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Happy Halloween.
Okay.